Hello fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful built up neckline dress. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please try and do so. Click on the notification bell so that anytime I make a post, you'll be the first to get the notification. Alright, let's get to it. So first of all, we'll fold our fabric with the bust measurement. Always fold your fabric with the biggest measurement, which is in this case our bust measurement. So because it's a built up neckline, we are going to come down by 2 inches. We are not starting from the top of the fabric. We are going to start 2 inches away. So after you've ruled your 2 inches, then you can now start imputing your measurement. So this is me checking for the bust measurement to see if my fabric is well folded. It's too much, so I'm going to reduce it so that I don't waste fabric. Now after doing this, I'm going to impute my shoulder measurement. I'm imputing my shoulder measurement. See, I'm doing it twice to ensure a straight line. After doing that, my armhole is 8 inches. Whatever your armhole is, please use it. After that, I impute my half length measurement. After imputing my half length measurement, I'm going to come down by 8 inches. 8 inches after my half length. Please take note. You will see where we'll use that 8 inches. Now my neckline, because it's a built up, I'm not going to use 3 inches. I'm going to use 2 inches for the width so that it will be close to my neckline. I'm putting my armhole curve. Now I am putting my bust measurement. My bust measurement plus 1.5 inches allowance. Bust measurement plus 1.5 inches allowance. I'm imputing my waist measurement also plus 1.5 inches allowance. The same thing goes for my hip measurement plus 1.5 inches allowance. Now connect all your lines. After doing that, I'm going to show you how to make this neck. Now go 1.5 inches upward. 1.5 inches upward. I'm just doing this my neck curve to show you something, but we are not going to use this neck curve I'm doing because the neckline does not have a C curve. Instead, it has a curve going from the high neck down to the chest line. Blend that to the shoulder, blend it back to the shoulder, blend that 1.5 inches upward, blend it back to the shoulder. For the plunging neckline, I'm coming down 5 inches from the shoulder. Remember, 5 inches from the shoulder, and then I'm now going to curve from that 1.5 inches all the way down to the 5 inches plunge, all the way down to the 5 inches plunge. So from that top 1.5 and then 5 inches from the shoulder, and then I now plunge it, and that's it. I'm going to go and work on the waist structure. I came down by 4 inches. 4 inches from the waist, and then in front I'm still going to do 4 inches also. In front I'm going to do 4 inches for the dart line because that is where the structure is going to dip. So 4 inches here, and then I dip it on that dart line and go and dip the other side to the dart line. You see that structure? You might alter your own structure according to what you like. But I used 4. You see, I later came up to 4 because that 5 was too low, so I brought it up to 4 so that the difference will show. So 4 on this side, and then 5 on the other side, and then we cut. Like I said, you can alter the measurement. You can alter it as much as you want. You can even do 6, you can do 3, you can do 2. It depends on what you want. So after doing this, now we are going to cut it out. Let me explain that build-up again. You see where I'm cutting from? That place is 5 inches below the shoulder line. Not measuring from that 2 up. It is from the shoulder line. I measured 5 inches. And that is where that plunge ended. 5 inches, please. You can do 6, you can do 7, you can do 8, depending on how much you want the thing to plunge, how much you want the neckline to plunge. But I did 5 because we want it to be decent. And this is it for the front. Now we are going to cut the back. Just place the fabric, place it on, and just put your zipper allowance. Zipper allowance I'm using here is 1.5 inches. And then you cut exactly the structure. When it comes to the neckline, you will see how I did it. You have to be careful so that you don't go and cut the same thing you cut in front at the back. The back is just going to come down by 1 inch so that it does not climb up to the back of your head. It's just going to come down by 1 inch. You can do 1.5. So extend that shoulder line outward. That shoulder line, please. I keep on mentioning shoulder line. From the shoulder line, go up by 1 inch. 1 inch, and then curve it to the neck. And then blend to the shoulder. You see the way we blended the shoulder to that build-up? Use a curve ruler to do it. If you cannot work with free hand, please use a curve ruler to do your own. After cutting it out, now we open the zip allowance. Open up the zip allowance. And then we are going to remove zip bulge. How I remove my zip bulge is that I cut off the zip allowance, especially towards that my waist area. I cut it off so that at the end of the day, when I'm sewing my zip, I'm sewing inside the back. I'm sewing it inside the back. See the way I'm cutting it off? I'm cutting it off to be almost the same size as my front. I just leave 0.25 inches to sew. I leave just 0.25 inches to sew. And that's it. So when you're sewing, you're going to sew your dart line, which is 4 inches. Your dart line is 4 inches. So you have to remove that so that you clear any excess fabric on the waist area. So 5 inches up and 4 inches down. That's the dart that we are going to sew out. Now we are going to be cutting the sleeve. It's just a normal polo sleeve. So we fold by 10 inches. I want to cut the 2 sleeves together. So I'm folding by 10 inches. And then I just fold again so that it will be 2. I'm folding again so that it will be 2. I'm cutting the 2 at the same time. Alright. So we impute the 10 inches. And from that 10 inches, we come down by 4 inches. And then we just blend the armhole. Blend it. And then the length of the sleeve I I used 10 inches. You can use more, you can use less. Sorry, I used 9 inches. You can use more, you can use less. You can even make your own a long sleeve depending on what you want. I imputed the round sleeve and then I cut out. So now we are going to cut the lining, the facing. We want to face the front and the back. Facing the front, we are going to just do it half lining, please. You can do your own full lining, but I'm trying to manage my fabric, so I'm using half lining. We are doing the same thing for the back. Cut half lining for the back. The next thing we are doing is we are going to start sewing. To start sewing, you first of all sew the built up neckline. I forgot to add the button loop, but you add a button loop to this top part where the neck will cross. You add a button loop there later on, because that is where that button that is on the neck will enter. So smoothly sew it and then twist it at that V neckline. You saw the way I twisted it. Please don't go and curve your own. It's not a curve, but if you want your own to be a curve, then cut it as a curve. Also, I'm going to sew the back neckline. You sew the back neckline and then the zipper area, you turn it so that you have a clean finish. Now I've been able to gather my pleats. I used 4 years to cut this thing. I cut it with 4 years and I've used industrial machine to gather it. First of all, I weaved it and then I took it to the gather machine, to the gather stitch, and I stitched it and gathered it. I've already added my dart on the dress, so this is just me adding the gather to the down part of my dress. You see the angles, pin them well and gather them onto the dress. And that's basically it. You add your sleeve and give it a good press and your dress is ready. If you look at it right now, you see that I've not added that button on the neck because I needed to mark it so that it will not be too high and it will start choking the owner. So I put it on the mannequin first of all and I decided where to put it. And now this is the final look after adding the button. I hope you enjoyed this section. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Ciao.